Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Canada?
The magic melody goes. Come on and sing with me, just
I just had to press record with my nose because they won't come off. They won't come off. Please. The crayon who lived come to stay.
You think about America, the reason this is the number one economy on earth is that we have laws and we have due process and we have property rights. It attracts foreign capital from all around the world. All of that is being shaken to the core here. The concept of seizing assets in 30 days on a bond number that's never been issued. No insurance bond company's ever issued anything near this, so there was no chance it was going to happen. And only giving 30 days notice and time, that's a really bad message.
Now, today, in front of a panel of 5 appellate justices, Trump's lawyer argued that this huge judgment should be thrown out, arguing that it's grossly excessive in large part because the civil case was based on allegations past the statute of limitations.
Where's case for Trump? You don't look good. He said you look good. He said you look good.
Salutations, Curse Nation. My name is Wolf, and you're watching my new show, Curse Context, on the Wolf Channel, spelled VVVLF. Trump is going on Rogan.
Doing a lot of podcasts recently. One that I would love to see you on is, I think Joe Rogan has to have you on.
Yeah.
Would you do that?
Oh, sure I would.
I think Joe, like, besides us, Joe's...
I think I'm doing it.
Yeah?
Holy shit, you guys. Donald J. Trump is going on Joe Rogan. I've literally said since the night he announced his campaign in 2015, if he goes on Rogan, it's over. It will cause a landslide. And I said that as someone who was knocking on doors for Bernie Sanders and scared to death of the possibility of electing a billionaire president. But here we are, 9 years later, and this is the wildest presidential campaign of American history. With the American Hispanic population nearing 20% and the black population falling shy of 14%, and a Venezuelan armada of migrants invading black neighborhoods and Tren de Aragua, inciting inner-city gang turf wars, black dudes are now voting for Trump.
Are you 21?
Yeah, I'm 21.
You about to vote?
Yeah.
Who you voting for?
Trump.
Come on, bro. Harris stuff's backwards, bro.
What?
Harris.
Man, we not voting for that, man. We voting for Trump, man.
Why?
Man, we not with none of that, man. Chuck be looking out for the black community, man. We ain't going to...
Yeah. I respect. Respect. You all good, my boy.
All right, man.
Yeah. What's up, my boy?
Get 2 packs of winter facts.
Hey, my boy.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question. Hey, who you voting for, Trump or Kamala?
Man, Trump, we ain't that Indian ass, man.
Who, Kamala?
Yeah, we ain't...
Why you don't f*** with her?
Because she them immigrants. I'm black.
Let me ask you a question. What has Trump done for you to vote for him?
Them stimulus checks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Came in clutch?
We need that bread.
So he locked in for that?
Locked in like this on my homie.
So why you ride with Trump so much?
Because them Venezuelans taking all our bread. They getting paid anything to work, folks. They getting paid anything to work. They out here creating gangs. They gang banging, breaking in bandit cribs, all type of good shit. We ain't with it.
So you don't like an open border?
Nope. We need that border.
Hey, what are your thoughts on when Trump got shot?
Man, hey, don't try to take my boy out. Make America great again.
Hell yeah.
Make America great again.
Yeah, so that's your boy, huh?
Yeah, I'm fucking like that. Like this.
Hey, Trump or Kamala?
Shit, Trump, to be honest.
Yeah, so why Trump though?
Why Trump? Because shit, we used to get paid and shit, like he used to keep immigrants out, so you know we was able for us to get jobs. It's hard for us to get jobs now, shit, because immigrants taking over and
So you're not with the Venezuelans?
I ain't fucking with them. I ain't gonna lie, they taking our jobs and some more shit. They taking our man.
I heard they're taking over the buildings. Is that true?
Hell yeah, boy.
Damn. Alright, so this election around, you voting for Trump?
Hell yeah, fuck Kamala, fuck. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not with her. Her ass Venezuelans, for them. That's over with. I don't with her.
Like, what would make you want to vote for Kamala?
I ain't gonna lie, we was the last 2 people on earth. Still wouldn't do that shit. Damn, on bro grade.
It's like that?
Yes, like that. I don't with her.
So it's Trump till you die?
It's Trump, yes. It's Trump, yes. It's locked in.
You think a woman is fit to be president?
Yeah, any woman can be president. Not that bitch, but any woman can be president, folks. If shit, put their mouth to it, yeah, but not her. Her go sit down somewhere.
Next election?
Yeah, not even next election.
Damn.
Yes.
And Obama is panicking and pleading with the brothers for them to vote for a 60-year-old lady who lacks riz.
The unity is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences. He's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land.
This old guy wants better assassins.
Sir, do you mind me asking, like, why are you voting for Kamala? Do you mind me asking you, why are you voting for Kamala?
Mainly because she's not Trump. Because I think he's a thug. He's going to sell out.
Like, you think we're better off now than we were 4 years ago?
You're damn right.
I'm not.
I'm not. Sell out.
I can't even afford.
I can't even afford to the goddamn Putin. His buddy.
Biden and Harris are the ones who started that war. They're the ones, and we're paying for that war. We didn't have a war with Trump. Trump showed us for 4 years we didn't have any wars.
He's kissing ass with
He's
Trump.
Not kissing anybody's.
He was elbowing that Ukraine guy in the ear there 2 weeks ago.
That's because like he said he said if he gets
I hope to hell somebody kills him. We need a better class of assassin.
Well,
that's what we need.
No, sir. No, that's not how we do. That's not how we do politics in America. We don't shoot each other.
This old guy is a real piece of shit. You can tell by looking at him, he's most likely old enough to remember the day John Kennedy got clapped in front of the whole world. My stepfather was old enough to remember it, and this dude looks a decade older at least. How anyone could see a president getting literally killed on national television and the Cold War that came after it and still call for assassinating a president that they can't even articulate accurately what their issue is about is beyond shocking. It's like watching MK Ultra zombies with brainworms trying to tell an actual human how the world should work. Go shit in your hand, you goofy senile cuck for Kamala. Message my Instagram for free stickers. Here's a shocking clip from Timcast where Tim showcases a professor calling for political violence. In case you think college isn't just an indoctrination station.
This is what happens when Trump derangement syndrome rots your brain.
It's what frustrates me. There are going to be some males in our society that will refuse to vote for a potential female president because they don't think females are smart enough to be president. We could line all those guys up and shoot them. They clearly don't understand the way the world works. Did I say that? Scratch that from the recording. I don't want the deans hearing that I said that.
He doesn't want the dean hearing that he said that. He literally just said it to a whole bunch of students. It's going too far, man. This guy should have apologized and said, yeah, we shouldn't be talking like that, but this is what you get in your universities. And this is what happens when all you do is consume garbage fake news that lies about everything every day. Look, I hope Kamala is safe and happy. I hope Trump is safe and happy. I hope everybody is safe and happy. But we can't have crazy teachers and professors like this telling our kids and young people to think that way.
The Leticia James court case against Donald Trump has imploded in front of the New York Supreme Court, and a major shitstorm is brewing.
Some of y'all been real quiet ever since Trump got his $450 million back. In case you haven't been following, the fraud case in New York went in front of the appellate court. Even the banks came to Trump's defense. They said, look, we lent him money. He paid it back with interest on time. We don't have any problem. Trump's team said, hey, look, we borrowed money, paid it back on time with interest. There shouldn't be a problem. The judges pretty much said, hey, this was definitely an attack on a presidential candidate and can be seen as election interference. Y'all better get that man his money back. I think that the most interesting thing to note of all of this is the state's attorney general's closing statements begging not to be sanctioned. Yet another court case overturned against Donald Trump. I think that the state should pay him interest for every day that money was out of the bank. I think the attorney general should be removed. Donald Trump and his team called this a witch hunt from day one.
I've taken on powerful interests like developers. I've taken on legislators. I've taken on landlords. I've taken on powerful interest in the city of New York because I believe in a good fight. And right now, what we need is someone who understands that you should not be afraid, not be fearful of Donald Trump. We should take him down. We should sue him all the way to bankruptcy. We should investigate his business interests. We should investigate his business holdings. We should investigate whether or not why he was once in debt and now in a position to purchase all of this property. We can do that because I've been trained to do that, and I will do that at the same time knowing the Office of Attorney General and its powers and its responsibilities and its duties. My name is Leticia James, and I plan on being the next Attorney General of the state of New York. God bless you and thank you.
A few years later.
May it please the court, Judith Fail for the New York Attorney General's office. All of the defendants repeatedly violated...
Ms. Vail, can you identify any previous case in which the Attorney General sued under Executive Law 6312 to upset a private business transaction that was between equally sophisticated partners, where the supposed victim had the ability and legal obligation to discover the allegedly misrepresented matters by conducting its own due diligence, where the supposed wrongdoer advised the supposed victim through written disclaimers to conduct its own due diligence and to draw its own conclusions, where the alleged misrepresentation almost entirely concerned inherently subjective valuations of properties and businesses.
Yes.
And where the victim never complained about any fraud or transactional losses from it. Because I've gone through the cases which you've cited, and all of them always involved the consumer protection aspect. It involved protection of the market.
And I want to add to his question, and little to no impact on the public marketplace.
Well, maybe I'll take that first, Your Honor.
Now, I want to emphasize something real quick. The mainstream media is reporting on this, obviously, because that's where my clips came from, but I want to emphasize how hard I had to dig for that one.
Oh no, looks like it's been a very bad week for Laquifa. It seems that this extremist nut job of a judge and Laquifa's political persecution of a presidential candidate is about to backfire. Not only is an appeals court going to overturn all of the silly charges that Laquifa slung at the Donald, but she will likely be sanctioned or possibly charged with election interference. Let's hope that this political operative posing as a judge is held to account for his role in this election interference. Yet for some strange reason, the lamestream media isn't reporting on this appeals case. Could it be that our media is biased? The best part of a Trump victory is going to be watching all these liberal reporters cry about how unfair it is for the next 4 years. Oh, author, you and Laquifa did all that corrupt work for nothing. Hope it was worth it.
We are now over a month deep
I've ever seen. President Trump's statement of financial condition was so undervalued. But Leticia James, as you've seen, will show up when it's a press day. I said it yesterday on the news. She hasn't been here for days, but you know when she's going to come? When the main event's here, and that is Trump. She piggybacked on Trump to get into office. She didn't do it well enough to be a governor. She was a failed gubernatorial candidate. And now she's working on her politics again. She shows up, sits in the back when she should be doing real work because the city of New York has fallen apart. If you are a business in New York, pay attention. You put your value. If President Trump wanted to inflate his net worth on a statement of financial condition, his brand alone could double, triple it. It's basic. It's basic. This is a waste of time. We heard testimony from an expert this week. Ms. James wasn't here for that day because it wasn't good for her. He's been paid by New York taxpayer dollars $450,000 in the past few months to come here and testify. That's your money. That's not my money. It is a crime, and now these children are being brought in away from their families for doing nothing wrong. It's a great company. It has always been a great company. It's worth a lot more than the statements say, and she just doesn't like it. And now her politics don't allow her to back off or back down. And it's unfortunate, but this case should be done. We are wasting our time. Thank you.
Because of how close we are to the national election, we're 22 days out, by the way, there is a serious effort right now to memory hold this entire court case so swing voters still go to the ballot box unsure about voting for a felon and vote for an insanely corrupt communist instead. That's not just a claim. Her father is a Marxist Stanford professor. Oh yeah, and on that note, she is not middle class. But I'm sure they cared about how their servants kept the lawn for them. I'll grant her that. She is the epitome of economic privilege. Classism is the new racism. Realize it before time runs out. I'm not sure if this is the first public demonstration up close and personal with Optimus or not, but it's the first one I've seen, and holy fuck, this is mind-blowing.
What's your favorite song to dance to?
My favorite type of song to dance to?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of EDM. He used a lot of electronics. Yes.
Yeah. Pretty funny.
What's your favorite artist? I think it's obvious.
This thing is running on AI, by the way. It's not remotely operated. It has a GPT making it talk and move. And in a few years, it's gonna be arresting migrants or white people. Kinda depends on who you vote for in 2.5 weeks. With the open borders right now, our own government is treating national security like it's a fucking joke. Like, it's actually a culture here now to make light of egregious violations of national security and wipe it under the rug. Then keep voting for the idiots in charge. It needs to end. Did we learn nothing from the Chinese spy balloon? Probably Chinese spy drones have now been sighted over Arizona and the surrounding region's Air Force bases.
These drones are flying at up to 14,000 feet in the air, but so far none of them has resulted in an arrest.
2 F-16s, an A-10, and the Air Force's newest fighter, the F-35. All of these jets encountered drones over the Arizona desert between January and May of this year. The FAA's quarterly unmanned aircraft sighting reports. On January 31st, 15 miles southwest of Luke Air Force Base, an F-35 pilot reported a drone flying at between 6,000 and 7,000 feet. On April 4th, southeast of Tucson, an F-16 spotted a drone flying at 8,000 feet. May 6th, northeast of Douglas, an A-10 pilot spotted a drone at 14,400 feet. And on May 29th, another F-16 spotted a drone 1 mile away from Tucson's Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, flying at 7,000 feet. Our previous reports show pilots have spotted drones flying even higher.
What do you think they're surveying? Our military infrastructure, perhaps? I wonder why. Never mind, World War III would be hilarious, right? Right?
I'd like to thank our witnesses.
During congressional hearings, security experts have testified that foreign actors, even drug smugglers, were likely using drones in U.S. airspace.
Nearly every day, transnational criminal organizations use drones to convey narcotics and contraband across U.S. borders.
These incident reports released by Customs and Border Protection document situations where drones were used to fly drugs from Mexico into Arizona and California. But those drones were flying low to the ground, not high in the sky near military aircraft. From 2022 to early 2023, fighter pilots spotted drones south and southwest of Luke Air Force Base 22 times. Some of those incidents took place over the Barry Goldwater Range, which is closed off to most civilians. In one incident, a drone collided with an F-16. In others, the pilots were flying F-35s, the most technologically advanced fighters in the world. Intelligence officials have testified to Congress this year some of the drones may be operated by spies.
This is very, very data-rich, multispectral information that you could get over an extended period of time.
ISIS terror plot has been stopped right before the election by the obviously corrupt FBI. Why do I bring that up, you ask? Well, watch this news story and then allow me to explain.
An election day terror plot foiled. FBI agents arresting the suspect, an Afghan national, along with a co-conspirator right here in Oklahoma. Late yesterday afternoon, the Justice Department announcing federal charges against 27-year-old Nasser Ahmad Tahidi. He is allegedly tried to generate cash by selling his family assets to buy an AK-47 assault rifle or rifles and ammunition. He told authorities he planned an attack for Election Day that would target large gatherings of people. News 4's Spencer Humphreys taking a look at the court documents.
This unsealed federal affidavit revealing an Oklahoma City resident and Afghan national planned a violent attack targeting large gatherings of people on Election Day in what the FBI is calling an ISIS-inspired terror plot.
Isn't it kind of sus how close this guy was to shooting up an election crowd and how soon before the election the FBI caught him? We already know the FBI has been weaponized by the current administration in charge, and this guy was caught by trying to purchase 2 AK-47s from an FBI agent right before the election.
Federal authorities arresting 27-year-old Nasser Ahmad Tahidi in Oklahoma City Monday after they say he tried to buy multiple AK-47 assault rifles and ammo from an undercover FBI agent with plans to die in an attack.
How long did they know about this guy? Who's to say they didn't know about him for a whole year or longer and groomed and prepared him for the task? I'm guessing they, the feds, have dozens of sleeper assassins like this. And what if they caught him right before the election so they could A, show the public, see, we're doing our job, see? We would never have anything to do with that Ukraine Looney Tune on the golf course, In a sketchy, weird attempt at trying to show the Democratic leadership is strong prior to voting day before they return things to business as usual and let another 25 million people who don't care about America illegally enter our border in the span of another 4 years. Some crazed tweakers on Mercer Island in Washington were arrested after getting in a standoff on the I-90, causing the highway to shut down while cops fought the two men and waited for a bomb squad.
First at 5, traffic along I-90 is flowing once again after a bomb squad confirmed finding several explosive devices in a suspect's car. One of those devices lit and thrown at police.
The suspect attempted to light the fuse of that bomb device, but that is when Bellevue police made the quick decision to tackle him, and that is when that explosive device went onto the freeway, which caused this massive closure and the ongoing investigation. Here's what we know. What we can tell you is that 2 male suspects are in custody. This all started with a 911 call from a concerned resident about suspicious behavior of people in a parked car at a nearby park. When Bellevue police responded, they found 2 people asleep inside. Now, for safety purposes, they put down spikes underneath the tires, and when they tried to make contact with the driver, that's when the driver woke up and took off. leading police on that small pursuit onto I-90. Apparently, the wheels were blown out. WSP also getting involved. They did a pit maneuver, and that is when we're told the two individuals in that vehicle bailed out of the car. The passenger took off on foot as well as the driver, and that is when the driver took that bomb-like device that police described as a tennis ball wrapped in tape, attempted to light it and throw it at the Bellevue police officers. That is when law enforcement made the quick decision to tackle that individual.
Here's a quick montage of the different Kamalas over the years. If you still trust this lady, I'm sorry to be mean while you're watching me, but you're a moron. Go watch cartoons. Politics isn't for you. We got to talk about swing states again. Wall Street Journal just put out this video explaining how, according to their polling, the race is looking insanely tight. Like, the vote could really come down to be decided by a few thousand voters in a few key districts if this is actually true. And with an enormous dent in the southeastern conservative regions from hurricane damage, now risking widespread voter insecurity, will the extremely thin line that will decide this election swing in favor of the Democrats because of an intentionally botched disaster response? Watch this news video and decide for yourself.
Our new Wall Street Journal poll surveyed the 7 battleground states, the states that are going to decide this election. We find Harris leading in 4 of these 7 states and Trump leading in 3. But the word lead has to be used loosely because these states are very close. The lead that one candidate or the other has is well within the margin of error. And the mystery is this. When we ask people which issues they care about, which issues are going to be most important to them when they vote, we find Donald Trump by far is viewed as better at handling those issues. Those are the economy and border security and immigration. And yet, those advantages aren't translating to a big lead in a contest against Kamala Harris. And on some facets of our economic lives, like healthcare, the edge goes to Kamala Harris. When we ask about, does this candidate care about people like you, Kamala Harris has a narrow lead. Who has a leadership experience needed for the job? Donald Trump has the edge. But voters also say that Trump, more than Harris, is the candidate who is too extreme. That suggests that people see either his policy choices, say on abortion, as out of the mainstream, or his general style and approach, his persona, as too extreme. It's been a crazy, chaotic political year. We've had a change at the top of the Democratic ticket. There were 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump. There's been millions of dollars in advertising and some bitter political rhetoric here. This has all had the effect of pushing Americans into their partisan corners. Across these 7 states, we find that Donald Trump is holding 93% of Republican voters, and Kamala Harris is holding 93% of Democratic voters. There are very few people defecting from the party that they align with. One thing we find when we compare this poll to the last time we tested the swing states, when President Biden was at the top of the ticket, Trump had a narrow lead. What's important, though, is how much ground Kamala Harris has made up. She's gained in Arizona, in North Carolina, in Georgia. This means that she has more routes to victory in the Electoral College than Joe Biden did. She's competitive in all 7 states, including these Sun Belt states that look to be slipping out of reach for the Democratic Party. But overall, this is a highly polarized partisan electorate, and people are in their partisan corners.
Before I roll my final clip, here's a dose of catharsis for you as an entitled college bitch gets arrested.
Man, hold up.
I have it on video.
I can see that you guys have it on video. Yes.
So are we pressing? Yeah.
Are you kidding
Destruction
me?
of private property. So, the judge will drop it.
I am a full-time student. I'm coming back here in the summertime, and
Next
I
time you
have
think not to do it.
Dude, like, you can't find
peace in your heart and understanding for a young individual.
I will tell the judge.
Please, sir, please.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
No, what was insane is what you did.
No, what's insane is that your friend is in a bunny suit and you're like outside of a liberal arts school inciting you.
I'm on a public street in a public.
SpaceX just launched a rocket and successfully landed it back on the launch pad. Not just any rocket, but one of their biggest ones.
Breaking news, SpaceX has successfully caught a super heavy rocket booster on return to Earth. Here's the moment as it happens.
We're now down to 3 Raptor engines. We can see those chopsticks now.
Everyone is saying this is a historic moment because of our planet-wide pipe dream of escaping to Mars. But I really believe, actually, I'm certain that the military-industrial complex is frothing at the mouth like Pavlov's dogs right now over the new milestone they just reached towards fitting a C-17 payload into a rocket that can be deployed in minutes instead of hours. And that reason is to end the free world. Hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. My channel is small and it is struggling. I got a strike like 6 months ago and it seems like I've been shadow banned ever since because of it. But I'm doing everything I can to turn that around and build this channel into what I've always envisioned it as. I do all my own writing, filming, and editing, producing, and publishing. Your viewership is incredibly appreciated and I hope that you share this video. I was in a horrific car accident last year and had one of my organs removed because of it. Those fuckers stole my spleen, and because of that, the whole past year has been a struggle. I need health insurance to survive, and the way our federal laws are, I'm unable to work at a decent job without losing my Medicaid. They won't allow me to earn over $13 an hour, so I've dedicated myself to journalism instead. You can support me by buying an official Make Americans Guerrillas Again shirt from my online store that launched yesterday. I've got limited edition black ones for $26 and OD green ones that will always be available for $17. Every penny from those goes towards helping pay my rent and also contributes to charitable efforts I am involved in with Kenya. But that's for another video. Thank you for your support. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And until the next time, stay cursed.